Hey everyone, I am Arthur. After discussing with the viewers, to make it easier for everyone to plan which card pools to draw from, I've decided to start creating this series of videos for quick reviews of future characters. I'll share key mechanics and skills of the characters for players to consider. This episode features Safiyya, Cocoa, and Auguste, in that order, based on a release sequence on the Taiwan server, though which ones will actually be launched might still change. However, these three characters are quite useful and very popular. I believe they will make many players struggle with their choices. Let's get started. Safiyya. Safiyya is a character with a unique damage mechanism, dealing finishing blows to enemies with the piercing damage of her skill's settlement of the Hanged Men. Speaking of piercing damage, the character that probably comes to mind is Lash. Besides that, many SR Hanged Men also possess the skill's settlement of the Hanged Men, but as SR characters are rarely used, many are not familiar with piercing damage. Simply put, piercing damage is true damage that cannot be reduced in any way, except by elite enemies or bosses. Shields are also directly bypassed. Her attack skills revolve around the Hanged Man's mark. When an enemy has this mark, any attack will trigger an additional attack from her trait. This means the more she attacks, the more continuous extra damage the enemy will receive, and this damage is based on a percentage of the enemy's health. A 5-star Safiyya can inflict follow-up damage equal to 32% of the enemy's health with one attack, which, aside from bosses, no one can withstand her continuous attacks. But even against bosses, because their health is usually very high, even with high damage reduction, the damage inflicted is still considerable. This is why Safiyya is always active in the Tower of Adversity. In addition to excellent follow-up damage, her skill's Shadowless Blade allows unlimited dodge of single target attacks within a turn and, after dodge, launches a wide-range AoE attack, which is very powerful, but timing is crucial due to its long cooldown. The skill, Tactical Adjustment, allows her to transform into any role, creating a counter effect, and she can also summon assassins for repositioning, marking enemies, and other tactical uses. Her downside is that her attacks revolve around the mark. Without the mark, the damage is significantly reduced. Additionally, her area attack requires a long cooldown, and the pace in general PvE maps may feel slow. In short, if you plan to compete in the Tower of Adversity rankings in the future, Safiyya is a character you cannot miss. Her excellent damage mechanism and role transformation make her an S-tier presence in the Tower of Adversity. Of course, if you're not planning to compete, then she might not be necessary. The difference in star levels greatly affects the operation of the damage mechanism, with at least 3 stars recommended, 5 stars preferred. Please take a look at how my Safiyya performs in the Tower of Adversity. 3 stars. No slot for shard farming. This season's environment has increased the number of supportive attacks, enhancing her output capabilities. Regarding the Tower of Adversity, I will also make a video later to explain the mechanics and active characters.
Iria は許す。任せて。手打ちにしろ。何か私にお手伝いできることは？しっかりしなくては。頑張って。私がついていますから。よくやる。
Cocoa, a powerful character that combines the roles of a tank, healer, and support. Her skills are very practical. One of her skills, Cocoa's Treasure Box, even contains 4 selectable abilities, giving her more options than others. Crowd control, energy recovery, healing, and damage reduction increases damage. She does everything a support should do, and she does it well. When attacked, she can heal herself and her teammates. Her defensive support isn't limited to physical or magical. It has a unique mechanism that prevents her from rushing to assist when her health is low, avoiding unnecessary deaths. However, if you intend to sacrifice her to save a carry, this might not be ideal. Her trait, Happiness, is a very strong mechanism that eliminates a 1-turn cooldown and reduces energy costs by 1 point. Not just for herself but can also be applied to teammates over a large area with her ultimate. This allows many skills that couldn't be used consecutively due to cooldowns to be used more freely, increasing tactical flexibility. In terms of healing, as many of her healing abilities are based on a percentage of her own health, increasing HP is crucial for Cocoa. When your Cocoa has enough HP, a single use of her ultimate can fully restore the entire team's condition, adding many powerful buffs. See this high-definition display of her ultimate compared to Maytha's pixelated ultimate. You can clearly feel the difference. In scenarios requiring mobility, she can also achieve 5 squares of movement through passive skills and Lily's aura, enhancing maneuverability. Her main drawback is insufficient output, but as a support, this is understandable. Additionally, despite being from a Vlder people, she lacks the ability to jump. The last point is that her star-up curve is unfriendly, with only a 30% chance of triggering happiness before 5 stars, requiring 5 stars for a 100% activation rate. Overall, this is a support worth having, useful in any situation, but once you get her, it is highly recommended to aim for 5 stars. Don't stop. Trust me, when you keep replaying in the Tower of Adversity to trigger happiness, you'll deeply understand why I suggest this. Highly recommend 5 stars. Auguste. Before Auguste is released, breakers always seemed dispensable, as it felt they could be replaced by destroyers. However, Auguste's appearance has changed everyone's perceptions. He is a character with strong output potential, capable of instant charges, area attacks, and high multiplier single target skills, all accomplishable in one turn, totaling a 280% multiplier. If it's against large enemies, an additional 80%, totaling 360% in ultra-high damage. His Act Again mechanism primarily relies on accumulating rage points. Each action taken or attack received adds to his rage, triggering Act Again after 6 layers. With 4 stars, he starts battles with 4 rage points, ensuring his Act Again is triggered in the first round, making him extremely flexible in operation. Coupled with an excellent set of skills, he can also stack shields to increase survivability, allowing him to withstand attacks on the front lines and speeding up his Act Again rate. His ultimate is a wide-range crowd control, with a 50% chance to stun enemies, extremely useful in both PvP and PvE. Due to his excellent attributes, coupled with Act Again, which also converts part of his magic attack into physical attack when paired with the Devil Tarot, Auguste can achieve astonishingly high attack power, reaching boss-level standards. Auguste has control skills and shields but is essentially a pure damage output. Simple and brutal, very suitable for friends who like to crush enemies with damage. Recommended at least 4 stars, preferably 5 stars. These are the next 3 characters that might be released. Which one do you like? Unfortunately, all 3 are S tier, making it very hard to choose. I am very curious about which one you would choose. If I were to give advice, choose Safiyya if you like the Tower of Adversity, choose Auguste if you lack a main output, and choose Coco if you lack support. If you lack all, let fate decide. I am Arthur. I hope you enjoyed today's sharing, and I wish you all the best in drawing each one. See you next time.